Thank you, Dinesh, for demystifying agentic workflows and showing us how core.ai is transforming back-end complexity into hands-free, intelligent automation. A great example of how AI can simplify without compromise. Up next, we move from automation to accessibility, making powerful insights available to everyone across the enterprise. This session is all about moving from siloed ops to smart ops, and is brought to you by INSIA.ai, a search-driven, no-code analytics platform designed to put insights in everyone's hands, not just data teams. Leading the demo is Prasoon Verma, founder and CEO of INSIA.ai. With deep expertise in business intelligence, product innovation, and analytics strategy, Prasoon has spent years helping organizations unlock data-driven decision-making at scale. Prasoon and Shrija, over to you.
Thank you so much to our AI FTAR for such a great introduction. I'm here to host the session for INSIA platform, and I'm ready to steer the conversation and capture your questions as we explore data-driven ops. With introduction done, Prasoon, the virtual stage is all yours to show how AI turns scattered data into smart action.
Great. Thanks, Shrija. Thanks, Network Science, for giving me the opportunity to present to the esteemed audience. And I'll just quickly introduce myself. So I am Prasoon and I run INSIA. So what we are primarily trying to do with INSIA is simplifying the data access, insight access for business users. Right. So we know that how important AI infusion has become for enterprises, right? So whether it is small businesses, big businesses, everyone would want to make the best use of AI. The technology is very much there, and it is not that difficult to infuse also, right? It is available, but the key challenge is that how do you make sure that it is adding value to your organization? And it can add value to your organization not only, and when I'm talking about adding value to the organization, I'm talking about in a case where it is running in production, not something that is for a pilot or a POC, right? So what it requires is data, right? AI runs on data. And until unless your data infrastructure is clean, it is set up, it is available, and most importantly, it is ready for AI, it would be difficult to leverage AI in the long run, right? And that is exactly what we do. So what I will do is just I'll quickly share my screen. I'll show you a deck, couple of sliders only, and then I'll jump into the demo where I'll show you the platform live in action, that what exactly we do and how we cover the entire data landscape, ranging from structured data all the way to the unstructured data. Sounds good, Shrija?
Sounds good. Excellent, Prasoon. Let's start.
Great. So I'm just sharing my screen. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, Prasoon, screen is visible. Yeah.
Great. So let me just first talk about the platform, the deck, the challenge that we have, right? So if we today see, if we talk about the CEOs today, and the key challenge that the operations teams today deal with is not the unavailability of data. It is the challenge that the data is everywhere, right? How do we make sure that the data that is residing in multiple systems can be brought together, and then some valuable insight that is value adding can be generated, right? So that is the key challenge that the operations team face today. They are juggling with multiple systems. There are ERPs like SAP, Oracle, where the data are residing. There are tons and tons of spreadsheets where the Excels act as internal databases for enterprises. There are CRMs like Salesforce. There are sales, field sales applications. There are tons of PDFs and documents, which are the sales manuals or operations manual all these systems is spread across multiple systems, desktop, laptops, servers, everywhere it is residing, right? How do you make sure, how does the enterprise make sure that all these data is holistically connected and is available for any AI infusion? That is the biggest challenge that the operations team face, not only from the AI infusion perspective, but also from the perspective that how exactly insights can be generated from these data sets, right? So generally, the current structure is where most of these data sets from different systems are manually downloaded. There is someone who prepares the data and then ingest it into some visualization tool to create some reports, dashboard, or they will make presentation, PowerPoint presentation, and then finally present it to the management. So this entire process is very error prone because there is so much manual intervention. A lot of it's time consuming, and most importantly, it is reactive. Most of the companies, they resort for a month end reporting, month end analysis, because that is all they could afford, especially when they are dealing with so many data sets. You can't do that on a daily basis where you have to pull the data and do the analysis and make some take some action. What eventually it entails that insights are late, decisions are manual, right? And most importantly, that most of the forecasts that are happening in enterprise even today are just gut based, right? So the eventual outcomes are that there is definitely a very high cost of delay, and there are tons of missed opportunity. The opportunity cost becomes very, very high because of reactive analysis. So this is the current structure, right? What is happening. And what we offer at INSIA is a single platform for a modern operations leader. And what we do is we are trying to automate and simplify the entire data ingestion to insight journey. So whether the data is structured, unstructured, it is residing in your SharePoint, it is residing in your ERP, CRM, Excel, flat files, Google Sheet, APIs, SaaS applications. INSIA is a unified data platform. It will bring the data from all these places, put it securely, clean it, transform it, give you an ability to join it, logically build models on it, and then help you report it, analyze it, and ask questions from that, right? So the core value prop that we have, that we are a unified data platform on a single code base. Right, today I'm sure most of the businesses already know, most of the folks who are on the call, they know that Tableau has just bought Informatica.
Yeah.
Click has acquired Talent last year, right? And the key thing is that everyone wants to automate the entire data analytics value chain. They want that, they understand that the data in silos, fragmented software, a separate software for data preparation, a separate software for data analytics will not work. And these platforms are not ready for AI infusion, right? So rather than while the other teams are going the M&A route, we have built this platform grounds up on a single unified code base. And that is our biggest value prop, that we are a unified data platform, data operations, building the pipelines, pulling the data, data management, cleaning, transformation, management, taxonomy, and then data analytics. All these three things you do it on INSEA. Second is that the core focus while building this platform has been primarily on simplicity, how you can make sure that the business users can interact with the platform and make it very, very easy for them to interact with the platform, and most importantly with the data, right? And that is where we have built a search bar, wherein it is a deterministic 100% accurate guided search bar that we have built, wherein it understands who is the user, what data access they have, what kind of searches that they should do or they are doing, and based on that pattern it will guide you to that entire insight discovery. So that is the kind of that is our method of democratizing data, wherein it is adding directly business value. Second is that in the unstructured data set, especially with the advent of LLMs and the chat GPT world, we know that how easy it is for businesses to upload the data and then get insights from that. But it creates a lot of challenge for big enterprises. The biggest challenge is how do you maintain the log? How do you maintain the accuracy of, how do you control who is loading what, right? How do you ensure the version controlling? How do you ensure that the right data set has gone for the LLMs for embedding and eventually the insights are coming from the right document, right? How do you maintain the version control across multiple documents, right? Ranging into different folders. That is exactly why we have built Data Vault. Data Vault is a system wherein it's a drive for your unstructured data. It automatically tags the data, it searches it, it classifies it, and then embeds it for AI chat using LLMs. So that is our step to make sure that we are building those guardrails that are important for businesses to utilize value from their unstructured data via LLMs. That is what we are doing via data vault. So I'll demonstrate that also. And the third is that eventually we want to reach a situation wherein the platform is intelligent enough, wherein it is able to plug in with different data sources, understand the context, and eventually send the right insight to the right user at the right time. Right.
Hmm.
And we have built a feature called Auto Insight, which right now, through some predefined analysis, it enables business users to monitor the key KPIs that they would want to analyze over a different time frame. And it automatically understands if there is any performance deviation and sends those insights directly to the user. So these are the three key value prop. I would say the three core capabilities that the platform has. And then on an overall level, as I said, that INSIA is our attempt of simplifying and automating the data ingestion to insight analytics value chain. I'll just take a pause if in case you guys have any questions. Otherwise, I'll move into the move into the demo.
Prasoon, our audience have one of the question, like as on the slide, current slide, we all can see your tagline says built for modern operations leader, right? What does a modern operation leader demand today that wasn't there even on the radar for like last 5 to 6 years ago?
Right. So the biggest thing that things like LLM and ChatGPT has done, it has uh, it has really raised the expectation of the businesses that what the technology should offer, right? That is the biggest thing that they have done. Today they see that if they have any questions outside their business, right, or for on the personal front or anything, whether it is related with diagnosis, whether it is related with any search, they can go into the chat GPT and they get a detailed analysis of that. But
Yeah.
on their own data, today, if you ask an operations manager whether his inventory data, he can get a single clean view of how his quotations are happening for different products and how those products inventories are moving. Uh, 9 out of 10 times you would see that they are struggling, right? And all that it requires is bringing the data, consistent data from different sources all together. But it is not that easy, right? Because
Hmm.
the invariably the challenge has been that the analytics value chain was always broken.
Yeah.
Data pulling was done by another tool. Data collection, data storage was done by another tool like Databricks, Snowflake, those kind of Redshift. They were there for storage. When it comes to ETL flow, we were using tools like Pentaho, Informatica. For visualization, we have Tableau, Power BI,
Hmm.
right? The
Yes.
fact that there were so many different breaks in the data, what it was causing was that the operation leaders, they were not able to get the data when they wanted, how they wanted, and most importantly, not only the data, but most importantly, the insights, right? Where it a holistic view it could create. That expectation is now there with the things like LLM and ChatGPT. Business users, operation leader expect technology to deliver on that front. They expect their tools to deliver at that front. No more Excel created dashboard that gets sent to them over an email on a month end. That will not work. No more tabular view on a body of the email where it talks about what your current sales is vis-a-vis the annual operating plan, vis-a-vis the current previous month or previous year same month. Those times are gone. If you are still stuck with that, and it would be difficult for that kind of business to compete, right? And
Yeah.
operations leaders today know that. So I think the biggest thing that has changed in last 4 5 years, and I would not say even 4 5 years, in last couple of years, Shrija, is that expectation. They expect tech to deliver simplified and concrete value, not something that relies in decks and not something that is relying in POCs and pilots only. It has to be productionized. It has to work with billions of records. It has to work with TBs and GBs of records, and it has to deliver value. So that is what they are expecting now.
True, Prasoon. Right. Yeah.
Great.
We
So
can move ahead with demo.
yeah,
Okay.
can you see my screen?
Yeah, it's visible. Yes.
Right. So INSIA is the name of the platform, and INSIA is primarily insights for all. So that is what we are trying to do, whether your data is structured, unstructured, wherever it is. We want to bring everything together and give you a holistic view and control of your data, right? So for any operations leader, sales leader, they want to understand how their business is running. They don't have to depend on anyone. There is a system which is in place, which connects with all the relevant data sets. It has all the baked business logic that is required, and most importantly, it understands the business user. It understands who they are, what they are looking for, what kind of insight they should see, and then guides them to the entire insight discovery, right? So it is, as I said, NCI is a data operations management and analytics platform. It's an end-to-end platform, right? So the part that you're looking at is the analytics part. This is where any business user can do any ad hoc analysis, a search bar activate. It's 100% deterministic, accurate search bar. There is no guesswork, right? So I'm again reiterating that there is no guesswork here. It is algorithm run wherein it understands your search pattern and guides you to that entire insight discovery. But the querying part is fully deterministic, right? That is the ad hoc analysis part. Then you can set up thresholds, and if the values cross that threshold, you can get alert. This is where we are building the entire predictive toolkit. So whether it is related with customer segmentation, churn modeling, all those things, you'll be able to do it here, right? And these are all use case driven. One of the key things that we have done, Shrija, with NCI is that we have put customer and the business user at the center. It's not the tech, it's not the model, it's not the algorithm, it's not AI. It is the business user who is at the center, what they are looking for, the use cases that are relevant for them, how easily we can deploy it. And that is all that matters.
True.
AI, no AI, everything is secondary. What matters is the value delivery to the customer user in the minimum steps in the best possible manner. And that is what we are planning to deliver here, right? So I will demonstrate that also. Then you have different data stories, dashboards that you can build here. Another very important thing, Shrija, that we did is as I said, that, if we see business users' needs are quite simple, they are not that complicated. Most of the business users, if you see, they need 5, 6 different kind of analysis, and that will answer their 80% of daily, weekly insight needs. They want to understand how their shop is growing as compared to the previous period, previous year, same period, those kind of analysis. So it is time comparison, time growth, right? Average analysis. It is Pareto analysis, driver analysis. These are the kind of analysis, what is contributing to their growth, degrowth. Those are the kind of thing that they would want to check, right? And we have fully automated that. The business users can select these are the KPIs that are aligned to my KRA. They can just monitor, and the system will monitor it based on the frequency that they have decided. And if there is any performance deviation, they will send it directly to their inbox. They don't even have to come to the INSIA platform. So that
Okay.
is how simple we want it to be. The true power of a powerful analytical platform would be when they don't have to come to that platform, and they get all those insights wherever they are, on their inbox, on their SMS, on their WhatsApp. That is what we intend to do. So that is on the analytics part. But if you see NCI as a full-fledged data operations management platform, so whether it is about data connecting, where you connect with all these different data sources, whether it is cleaning the data, right, trimming, spacing, spell check, all those things NCI can manage. Whether it is coming to the modeling, where you need to join different data sets and create model through a no-code platform, right, and then doing a version control, changing columns, everything, right? Creating derived column, imputing data, everything you can manage on that no-code data modeler, right? Whether it is coming to the data management, where the entire taxonomy needs to be managed, you control what is available to the business users, how it is available, everything you can manage it from that data management console. You can build your KPIs and do those analysis. So this is all on the operation side. Then comes the data management. One of the key challenges, especially, and that too with the advent of LLM, it has become even bigger, is that how do you ensure that the right users are looking at the right information sets, right? And that is where we have a very strong production ready role based access control, wherein whether it is access to the row level data that you need to provide to a group, or a feature level access where each and every feature is a microservice. You can control whether this particular set of users should be able to create a dashboard but not share it, or you control whether this particular set of users should be able to use the advanced analytics modules and or not use it, right? Everything is in your control as far as the business users are concerned, and even for the admins, you can create your own sub-admin. So for a big enterprise, there could be a super admin and there could be admins for different divisions, wherein they will deal with the data management, data connect, new user addition, KPI building, data modeler. Each and every capability can be controlled through a toggle. So this is on the data management part. So I just wanted to touch upon the under the hood part, because this is where the crux of the things happen, right? End of the day, if these are not aligned correctly, no matter what you put it on the search bar, it would be good for a demo, but it will not work in the
Yes,
production,
Prasoon.
right?
As we are
So that is why I
talking,
wanted.
yeah. So one question our audience wants to know is, as we are talking about data management, you listed out ERPs, spreadsheets, CRMs, and all the legacy databases are basically the typical data soup for any enterprise. How does INSIA connect to, and most importantly, it cleans data cleaning is also important. How it cleans up those sources without having a long IT project?
Right. So excellent question. So we have built multiple models on the cleaner side, Shrija. So what we try to figure it out is that since data cleaner it directly hits your data points, right? So no matter what, since we are changing the data point, there has to be some level of validation. Right. So we are not 100% automating, but what we are trying to do is reducing the manual effort by 60-70%. Now, how do we do that? We
Yeah.
do by figuring it out at what are the core issues and challenges that happen, especially when it comes to data cleaning and the cleanliness of the data. The few known culprits, we all know that the spacing issues, trimming issues, all those,
Duplicacy.
right?
Yeah.
So all that is one click. It will be clean. There is no rocket science in that. We are just simplifying it through a console that can do that. The big challenge is where the same value is written four different ways in the same column or in three different tables. That is the challenge. Whereas, say, for example, there is a value called Dell INC, Dell Incorporation. It is written as Dell Incorporation, Dell, INC dot Dell INC dot Dell INCs, right? It is written, and we all have been there. We know that how the same customer name, same vendor name, same parts name will be written in 10 different ways across different data sets. That is
Yes.
where we have put a lot of innovation. So we have put a system wherein it is self-indexing. It understands that in a column, if there are 10,000 values, 9,900 values are in one way and 100 values are in another way, then it will recommend that those 100 values should be named like this. I'm talking
Okay.
about the same value, right? That kind of self-indexing we have put. We have put cross-referencing, wherein you have a cleaner set of file that is already uploaded. The algorithms will cross-reference that and then recommend that how the values needs to be changed. But once you validate and approve for one data set, it will always remember that wherever from whichever data sources that kind of data comes, it will automatically convert. So it is a
Yeah.
one time you do it and then you forget it. It will automatically. So that kind of second setup we have done. And then now in a few models, we are trying to use the LLMs also for understanding the ontologies, the categories of the data, and then recommending how it can be cleaned. So we have used different models depending on what kind of scenario it is.
Yes, Prasoon. Yeah.
Right, so that is on the data operations and management part. I'll just quickly jump on the search part. This is where the core capability of the platform is, right? So the beauty of the search bar is that as soon as you put the cursor, it understands who you are, what data access you have, and how people in your role are analyzing data. And then it gives you all those KPIs, analysis, or cuts that you should see based on your data, based on your role and data access, right? And it is dynamic. It is hyper personalized for each and every user. So if I type sales, it recommends me that after sales, people generally see it by month trend line, or they cut it by sales executive name. So if I cut it by month, it recommends that you should see it by state code, right? And I can keep doing that. So say, for example, I want to see this by last 9 months. So I'm seeing that how the sales is moving by month, state code for last 9 months. And now I can just visualize it the way I want, right? So this is the general BI stuff that would be there, but much simpler and much cleaner because we are directly talking to the business users. Business user doesn't have to know what is a measure, what is a dimension. He doesn't have to know all these things. He doesn't have to know that how to drag and drop in which particular column. Platform will guide you to that entire insight discovery. And even if you type something which is not in the recommendation, if it is from the data, it will tell you that what can be done with that. right?
Okay,
So
that's
that is
what the auto insight feature of yours you were talking about.
yes. So auto insight is separate. That is here where it will give you insights in the natural language directly pushed to your inbox.
Hmm.
This is more of a guided search wherein the drop down automatically gives you suggestion based on your role, right? That what it should come, right? And it is not just simply the slicing and dicing of data. Say, for example, I want to understand what is my current quarter versus previous quarter sales. So it is telling me that my current quarter sale is to 14% more than the previous quarter. And it is
Hmm.
automatically recommending that at my role, I should cut it by customer segment, right? That is the kind of driver analysis. So for me, it is showing customer segment. For someone else, it could show sales executive.
Yeah, based on the role.
The power of the platform because it understands what kind of insight would be valuable for you, and then it learns. It's not something that is hard coded, it learns, right? So it understands from the customer segment, and we see that, oh, even though we have overall grown, but in the mining and steel we have gone down. So we drill down and we go to a customer category. From there we go and drill down to maybe parts category, right? And from there maybe I go and drill down to the sales executive, right? And I change that into whatever structure I want, right? That is the power of the platform,
Hmm.
right? That you can go to the lowest granularity, you can add this to a data story, create different kind of analysis, and all this on the fly without depending on anyone. So whether it is Pareto analysis, driver analysis that I showed, or aging analysis. Say, for example, if you want to do an aging analysis of payment, right, across cities, all
Hmm.
this is just one click, right? So those kind of things is what we are making it available, especially on the structured data side, structured and semi-structured, right? And then you can build your own data stories, dashboard, report. That is one part, right? I will not go into that because that is something that is obviously there with most of the platforms. But what are the key capabilities? One of the key capabilities that we have built is the advanced analytics module. Now, what we understand is that one of the biggest challenges in advanced analytics delivery is data preparation. It takes 60% of your time. Then data delivery and then insight delivery. I mean, the console on which you would present it to the leadership, that
Hmm.
takes 15-20% of time. But these things is what we are trying to standardize and make it very use case specific. So if you want to do a vendor scoring analytics, we have a pre-baked algorithm for vendor scoring that is already there on a feature engineered template. So you can download the template and see that whether this is in line with the kind of vendor scoring that you would want. Most of the times, since this is such a well-researched feature template that we have created, if you get your data ready in that format, the model will run and you will be able to predict your vendor scoring. So you can go into the prediction and I see that my vendor, this particular vendor is at high risk. Why? Because his delivery is like this, account payable purchase is like this, compliance is like this, and quality is like this, right? And now what I want to do is I want to do a what if analysis where I want to move him to a low risk. And I want to run this analysis and figure it out. If I have to bring into low risk, what value changes needs to happen in its defect rate, average delivery quantity, average order cost, all these things the platform is suggesting. So to a what if analysis, simulations is all on the fly. It is made
Hmm.
available in a very templatized format. And as I said, the focus is on use case. It is not on tech. It is not on anything else. It is on the use case. You want vendor scoring analytics, you want part failure prediction, you want customer scoring analytics. Each one has its own template. Each template can be reconfigured, changed based on the customer that is there. But what we are trying to do is that effort that goes into utilizing advanced analytics, which used to be, say, for example, earlier 2 months for a project, right? How can we bring it down to 2 weeks? Right, by baking in standard models and making it more ready, so you don't have to start from grounds up. You are starting
Yeah.
already at 50%, right? So that is another kind of thing. Another very important thing that I would just want to touch upon, I'll just take a couple of minutes, Shrija, especially on the unstructured data. Like I talked about that on the unstructured data, if you see, there is a core capability, a core challenge that the businesses today face, wherein they have all these data residing in their OneShare or SharePoint and Google Drive, or they don't know how to organize the data. They want help in that organization, but most importantly, they want LLM. They want to leverage LLMs to answer the insights from those thousands and thousands of pages of the document, right? The biggest challenge that happens is that how do you maintain the version control? How do you do the parsing of the data? How do you ensure that the right data is available for uploading from the right user? How do you maintain the logs that who is changing the data set? And most importantly, when the insight delivery comes, how can you set up the context or remove the context wherever you want, right? We have solved for those guardrails. So today, if someone is on SharePoint, today someone is on Google Drive, and they truly want to utilize across 20,000, 25,000, 30,000 documents, that how LLM can be leveraged, we have put up that entire system that will sit with their SharePoint or with their Google Drive, and then do that analysis. So you can go into the chat with AI, go into chat with documents. So if you see chat with AI, this is our attempt of let me just show it to you, utilizing LLMs, and we have productized it. There is a proper method through which any table in the data or any document you will embed it, and all that thing is fully automated, right? So I'll just quickly give you a view. You can go into this platform settings, and if you click on this Gen AI, you have all the tables that are there that is already listed here, right? All the tables that are on which are already in the system on which you would want to use the LLMs, right? So let me just show it to you on this particular module. So if,
Yes, Prasoon, we are out on time.
okay, great. So no problem, Shrija. I just wanted to demonstrate that what are the capabilities, and especially on the chat with document, you can just ask any document and get the answer. Those
Document related questions we can ask.
with all the guardrails, that is
Yeah, yeah.
logs and everything, right?
Yeah. So one last question is that the query latency, which I know is it's very impressive for the startup. Like what are the architectural practices that lets you hit those numbers consistently? Just 20 seconds of overview.
That is exactly a question that cannot be answered in 20 seconds. The kind of effort that has gone into making sure that the queries are heavily optimized, the kind of effort that has gone into using multiple LLMs that we are using, right? And we are
Yeah.
using 3 different LLMs for our search, right? And how we are using which one is all dependent on lot of A/B testing. We have figured it out that this particular model is good in enriching data. This particular model is good in text to SQL. This particular model is good in unstructured data. This particular model is good in explainability. And accordingly, we have used it. Most importantly, we don't share any structured data to the LLMs. We
Okay.
just share the metadata. The data doesn't go there, and still we are able to get pretty high accuracy. Obviously, it cannot be 100% with the LLMs, but we are able to get pretty high accuracy.
Yeah, the latency is really impressive, Prasoon.
So that is the kind of capabilities we have built in. And as I said, like for us, the most important thing is that you need to set up the infrastructure, the foundation layer better for that with the data. Then only the AI infusion and AI, you can leverage the power of AI. And that is what we do with INSIA.
Yes, Prasoon, that was really a masterclass in turning everyday operations into insightful data action. Thanks for the insightful session and the demonstration.
Thank you, Shrija. Thank you so much. Thanks,
It
Network
would
Six.
be really helpful for our audiences.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you.